In my early 20s, I spent summers as a camp counselor. I'd gotten into trouble as a kid because I lacked positive role models. So being one in nature was rewarding and helped turn my life around. But not every experience was pleasant. In summer 2019, after 5 years as a counselor, I was responsible for 12 campers in a house-like setup with a common room, TV, kitchenette, and 3 bedrooms designed to mimic college dorms. One morning, a camper said he'd heard footsteps all night for 2 nights. I assumed it was another camper and said I'd look into it. That night, I reminded everyone to stay in bed after lights out. Around 1 a.m., I heard screaming from their room. They looked terrified. One pointed to the doorway. The camper who'd complained said he saw a figure by the closet, heard heavy breathing, and couldn't sleep. He woke the others. They saw it too. One camper, thinking it was a joke, approached and the figure ran out, slamming the door. I checked the house, found no one, no signs of break-in, doors locked. I calmed them, then sat in the common room to read. I dozed off but woke to creaking floorboards' footsteps. I crept to the hallway, expecting a prankster, but saw a tall, dark silhouette by an open window, hand on the doorknob. It turned to face me. I froze. It was taller than I thought, head near the doorframe, clearly not a teen. It stood there, breathing heavily, then moved erratically out the window into darkness. I called the camp director, who called police. Other counselors searched the woods, found nothing. Police couldn't act on a tall shadow description. Camp continued with off-duty security. We locked everything shockingly. Most windows were unlocked. I locked my home windows after. We were unharmed, but seeing that figure haunted me. The not knowing where it came from, what it wanted, why it targeted that room still keeps me up. In high school, my parents sent me to a religious summer camp to get me outside. I wasn't a fan, but I enjoyed it, especially crushing on a girl named Jenny. She loved ghost stories. One night, a counselor told a tale about an abandoned cabin nearby where a horrific accident happened. People saw figures, heard noises, and one camper vanished. He admitted it was just an urban legend. A few of us snuck out for truth or dare. Jenny came too. We met by the water, played. I chose dare. They dared me to enter the abandoned cabin for 10 minutes. I didn't believe the ghost story, so I went. The door was open. Inside, it was dark, musty, cold. I heard creaking behind me, no one there. Only 2 minutes passed. The creaking got louder, faster, like running, then stopped. I looked out for my friends, couldn't see them. I knocked on the window, no response. I got scared and decided to leave, but the door wouldn't open, no lock, just stuck. I slammed into it. Nothing. Footsteps grew louder around me. I felt something sinister, like someone behind me. I couldn't turn around. I banged for help. Jenny was outside, trying to open it. I heard her say it was locked. I felt breath on my shoulder, though no one was there. I let go, fell to the ground. Then the door opened. 2 counselors stood there. I was relieved. They took me to the main cabin. I slept in isolation. The next day, the camp director dismissed my story, said the tale wasn't to be told, and called my parents. I was kicked out for breaking rules. I was so scared, I didn't care. Later, I searched for the story online but found nothing. The camp closed. I've never felt fear like that since. Wooden floors never creaked so methodically. I've thought about returning to see the cabin, maybe try the 10 minutes again. My family has run a summer camp for over 40 years. I handle daily operations now. One summer, we canceled the last session due to an incident. On the last day of the second session, a girl told me she was glad to go home because she hadn't slept well and all men bothered her at night. She heard tapping, saw him outside waving. The first night, she thought it was a dream. The second night, he tapped again. She went to the window, and he asked to be let in because it was cold. She refused. He made a sad sound and ran into the forest. She seemed tired but not scared. I dismissed it as imagination. After campers left, I stayed to prep for the next session. I heard strange noises that night but ignored them. While doing paperwork, I kept hearing noises outside. A motion sensor floodlight came on something big, triggered it. Then scratching at the front door. I shouted, no answer. I slammed the door to scare it off. It stopped. Then I heard footsteps descending the stairs. I looked out, nothing. I turned on the outdoor light, still nothing. Later, I fell asleep in my chair. A loud crash woke me. The floodlight was on, and tapping came from the back sliding door. I pulled back the curtain and saw a man in a bright white owl mask, tapping and waving. I shouted, but he didn't react. He grabbed the door, but it was locked. He asked me to open it to show me what was in his bag. I panicked, couldn't move. I managed to call 911. He said not to, it would make him angry. I called anyway. He ran into the forest and vanished. Police found the owl mask hanging from a branch and a backpack with a pink Vermont t-shirt and a large butcher knife inside. Camp isn't near Vermont. They never found the man. He didn't try hard to get in when the camper refused. He left. When I didn't open, he left. We canceled the next session, kept the reason quiet. We still run the camp with security. I'm on high alert every night, hoping he never returns.